Intro voice.
Whatever. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Courtney.
I'm Joe.
You sound a little confused on that. Are you sure?
I was wondering.
And we're back. At the end of the last episode, we started to talk about the big awakening, which is known as COVID. And
Everyone's favorite subject.
Everybody's favorite subject. And there's a reason why we feel it necessary to kind of go into our story, because it really shaped the conviction and the fire behind everything that we did going forward. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd say for us, even prior to, not knowing that COVID was about to happen, our life was slowly turning into a complete shit show. Around that time, I think things started probably creeping in on my end. I would say prior to COVID, where I was just slowly unraveling. I couldn't get my shit together. I don't know. I just wasn't right, and something was off, and we were seeking better. And so we decided to list our house in October of 20.
My God. No, we were real smart and listed it that spring.
February.
It was the spring of COVID. Yes. Oh, yes.
Right before it actually happened, though.
Right. Completely screwed ourselves with the price we had to sell our house for. Had we just waited. But no, I mean, if you remember, I think it was the depression and apathy in a way. And I think it's important to talk about this because there's people out there with Parkinson's, or maybe you don't know you have it yet. There's those early warning signs. We had no idea. No. We had no idea what was going on. You just didn't feel right. You weren't yourself anymore, and life was insane, and we didn't know what we didn't know.
I think that was probably the first time, too, where we stopped being so reliant on our healthcare system, and we sought out functional medicine at that time, right before COVID.
We did. We changed our diet. I mean, you were drinking aloe vera juice. We were doing all the things. Black seed oil came into our life. But
yeah, we weren't all the way there, but I think we were getting curious about what else was out there at that time, because this was, we'll go back to the whole story, but we're talking 8 years at this point of slow decline over that time, and no real answer, just prescriptions that weren't working for long. They would help one symptom for a little bit, but not for long. So leading into COVID, we were definitely starting to find our way away from our healthcare system. Mm-hmm. So when COVID hit, I'd say we were a little more prepared to question things than others were. But it was a complete shit show point of life. We listed our house. We didn't know where we were going. We were pretty set on, Tennessee for a minute.
It was Tennessee. And then that fell through.
We put 3 homes under contract.
It's like God was, banging on our head at that point. Guys, you don't need to move. Everything kept falling through.
You live in Texas during COVID. You're good.
You're good. What are you doing? But
let's move to Massachusetts.
And it's like he knew that he had to, prove a point to us. I honestly, I do think God has a sense of humor, and I do think that when he chooses you to do something and you aren't fully listening, he's going to wake you the hell up, and that's what he did. And so...
But to be fair, we were following him, and I think in that time, on the house side, we got offered a home off market at a great opportunity to buy in this market where people are
And where was this?
In Massachusetts. So we kind of felt like it was supposed to be the way it was, because nobody was getting a house in this market, and we had somebody just off market, here you go. And so we took them up on it and moved up there. But
oh my gosh,
May,
you're gonna make me relive this.
May of 21. So it was just right in the thick of new administration, changing policy, and COVID. But I think they were starting to ease everything. So we're like, okay, we're getting out of this whole COVID mess, and we're entering into a new world where it doesn't exist anymore. Little did we know it was all going to just kind of rewind back to the lockdown. And
we showed up, we rolled up with a dog and 3 kids, the Texas family, into
the day
Massachusetts.
The mask mandate lifted, right?
And people are looking at us like we have 10 heads, walking around mask-free, living our life. What do you mean 6 feet apart? Y'all are crazy.
We went to IKEA the day nobody was supposed to wear masks anymore. It was free, and everybody
was still in a mask. And I was sick to my stomach. And I feel to be honest, I feel like the second we got there, I knew that it was a mistake.
Yeah.
But it was a mistake that needed to happen because the conviction in us needed to be so strong in order for us to be here, right? I mean,
So not to get too crazy off track with that, like we move, we settle, the kids are just right off the bat, like different world for them, COVID times and, masks in school, masks at recess, masks until they open the door to the car and get in it. It was just a lot of overkill up there to the point where I think I got COVID the one time I got it was due to the school putting us all into a room to test us for COVID
My
because
gosh.
somebody had COVID
Yeah.
in the school. It was just like, you couldn't make it up. It was just like, make it make sense. But beyond that, what transpired from there, like we were trying to navigate, hoping they would settle in, but it was really when that vaccine mandate came down.
Oh, I wasn't trying to navigate. I'm like, we got to flip this house and get back home now.
I was trying to make it work. But
You tried to make it work.
yeah.
You did. But yeah,
the mandate.
the mandate was.
The mandate's when everything changed. I think
was.
that's when everything truly changed. Like we tried the functional medicine stuff. We were still like hedging, using our traditional healthcare system when we needed it, going to the doctors, getting prescriptions, but we were slowly starting to question it. And I think once that mandate hit, that's when we were like, we're done. And I think that's
Yeah.
really when we were like starting to find another way to manage. And you can get more into your end because my end wasn't so threatened by that.
No.
I think it was more on your end than it was.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Because I was in lending. I mean, I had a mandate, but it was like if I lost my job, I just go find another one. It wasn't a big deal. But
Yeah.
you were in a high level role
At
for
a very
very
high level position
company.
at a very large company. And I worked remote, go figure. Never saw anybody, didn't have to, do any face-to-face client meetings.
vaccine mandate for your remote job.
Vaccine mandate comes and I didn't even think twice. I was like, there's not a chance in hell I'm going to get that shot. I'm like, you're offering free pizza to come get a shot. Like, what part of that makes
Who offered
sense?
pizza?
Like,
I saw
no.
donuts.
The second you have to bribe people to take a shot, wake up. Like, absolutely not. And so I remember my dad calling me from Texas, and he's like, oh my gosh, Court, like, what are you going to do? You're going to have to get it so you don't lose your job. You guys are going to lose your home. And I was like, are you out of your mind? I don't care if I lose my house. I don't care if I lose my job. There is no way I am putting that shot in my body. And I knew it with every ounce of my soul. There was literally nothing anybody could do or say to me that was going to make me change my mind. It was like this crazy, insane, like God just took over my body and he's like, you have to stand strong. I mean, we talked my parents out of getting it. We got your parents not to get it. And thank God,
That conviction started.
Or when I had to get on a call with HR for how long was that? Like 30 minutes, an hour? I don't even know. It's all a blur. But I had to literally sit there with an HR representative and tell them why my religious beliefs kept me from getting the shot. And I'm like, because my faith guides everything that I do, and it's none of your damn business. Like, that is my choice. My choice. But anyways, in case you can't tell, it really fires me up.
Yeah, so that was the moment it all started. I think we moved, we closed on our home in June of 21, and we had it on the market beginning of December of 21. We had our home listed to sell. We put a lot of work into it. That's where we put our skills into work.
My gosh, we put so much work into that house.
Turned it into a flip, and luckily did okay on it because it was a tough market to buy and sell in that short of a period. So again, I think our faith was guiding us in those moments because again, we moved back to Texas and we get offered up a home off market in one of the hottest real estate markets in the country in one of the most insane times to buy a home.
Yeah.
And somehow
That's called God.
we
He
get
worked it
offered up
all
a
out.
property and, in the short, less than 1 year, we buy a home in a beautiful beach town up in Massachusetts. It's one of the toughest places to buy a house, and we were able to sell it for a profit and get another house off market in one of the hottest markets in Texas to buy a house off market. Yeah, so we were being guided for sure during that time. I think our conviction was being rewarded
Yeah,
in some ways by
I do
not
feel
just
that.
staying, because that was a different world. I mean, we definitely had to hide ourselves more up there too on other aspects of it,
But being conservative Christians from Texas
Yeah.
in a very liberal
Yeah.
state, yeah.
yeah, so we learned a lot about our system in that time, living living in a place where the majority disagree with our approach, with our mindset, with our beliefs. Like we were living right in the middle of it, having to navigate that and stay true to who we were and also live, let our kids live and try to like bite our tongues and have to live that way for a minute, which is near impossible for us to do. So it's like riding a bull. I think we made it. You guys were back in 5 months and we were there start to finish in 7 months. So yeah.
Yeah.
Those fun times. And that's when kind of, I guess all my symptoms were really kind of taking shape too from there. And
Yeah, I think the stress of all that probably kind of sent it into like
yeah.
crazy acceleration.
Yeah.
And I think also the stress of watching your kids, I mean, they were sad. And watching your little preschooler in a mask, I mean, it
wasn't
just,
normal.
It was
These
not
kids weren't
normal.
socializing. They were being conned into believing that they were in danger when they really weren't. And I think that the
See, they
vaccine
had parents
mandate
that-
and who's
yeah.
benefiting from us all getting a shot, why did we all have to get it?
They told our children they could never take their mask off, even outside, until they got a shot. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah, so it was more of like a
yeah.
follow the money moment. Like, you know,
Yes.
my body, my choice, all these things that they preach all the time, all these politicians, and then all of a sudden it was like, nope, you have to get this shot or you lose your job. And at that point we were just kind of like, no, we're fucking done. Like, you know, like,
Bye.
yeah,
We are good.
yeah. So religious exemption.
Yeah, so I got the
got on
religious
mask,
exemption.
Got back to Texas.
Yep.
We felt like we had to come back to a place where we felt safe based on our beliefs and based on how we wanted to raise our children.
It was like a long vacation.
It was a profitable vacation. Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot.
Oh, you know what though? Like, let's hold on. Before we get into that, we need to take it a step back because we forgot about one very important piece. So I feel like when you are doing what God is telling you to do, when you are following the right path, there's this whole other side that tries to stop it from happening. And if you remember, we were so sick right before we moved back. It was like we were trying to be kept there. Like, no, we know what you guys
we're
are about to
back
go
in our house
do.
with COVID, yeah.
We were, I mean, I could barely move. You could barely move. We were so sick with COVID. And I forget which doctor organization that was online. Dang it, I can't remember the name of them. But anyways, you could find resources for people to get you ivermectin or any other type of help that goes against conventional healthcare, where you're basically shunned when you don't, you know, fall in line and comply. Do you remember that doctor that we had the call with? He was an ICU doctor in Boston, going behind the scenes because he saw what the shot and the medication they were giving the patients. He was like, it's basically killing everybody. And so he had to write us a prescription, and then the prescription had to be sent to like 2 different states before
Yeah.
we could get it. And it took forever to get the medication. I'm like, it was an absolute joke because no pharmacy in Massachusetts would directly send it to us.
Nope.
I'm like, you've got to be absolutely
Not because it
kidding
was
me.
dangerous, just because like
Because it worked. That's why. Because the second I took it, my smell came back within less than 24 hours. And because my symptoms started going away. Like,
follow the money.
follow the money.
Yeah.
But anyways, I do think that's important because it was just another piece to our story. Like, this should not be happening. And we tried to get my parents ivermectin when we came back. And remember, I had to get into it with the pharmacist at CVS. It was ridiculous.
I think the whole vaccine mandate was very telling of our system at the time. I mean, it was just, if we were uncomfortable with it, and I think the fact that we were forced into making this decision for our lives, for our kids' lives, like, didn't sit well. So I'd say that was definitely our tipping point, our moment where we lost our faith and our trust in the system, and we leaned more into our own faith and our beliefs to guide us to where we needed to go.
Gosh, that was a lot.
So that's when all the symptoms were starting to creep in, I think, after the move. That's when I started noticing, like, the little, like, twitchy finger.
Because you were on that prescription
That was the last straw.
for
Yeah.
psoriasis. We will not say which one, but this prescription medication that was supposed to help with the psoriasis that nobody else would help you with, we actually started to think that that was what was causing the tremor, because the tremor started coming on slowly. It was like a twitch in your finger and then just a little tremor in your right hand. And I actually looked it up and found some correlation between the two. But, of course, nobody out there is going to say, yeah, like this can cause anything bad. And that's when we went to that second functional medicine.
Just to be clear, moving back, my psoriasis was really bad. Started that prescription like basically immediately when we moved back. Mm-hmm. And then like a couple months in, I started noticing the
tremor,
finger twitch. Mm-hmm. And I think we were just like, oh, it's a side effect.
Yeah.
And at the time we were still like, oh, it's just a side effect.
Just a side effect.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's when it all kind of started. Went to started with the functional medicine doctor, which I'll get into at pre and post diagnosis. But yeah, it's not always what you think it is.
Not all functional medicine doctors are created equal. Just let me say that loud. They are not all created equal.
Yeah. I remember like asking him about like CBD and cannabis. He's like, I don't know, you'd know more about that.
Yeah, you know more about that than I would. Well, you're a functional medicine doctor. Yeah. Do you not know a thing about plant medicine, like at all? Yeah. It was almost like he was giving you a hard time about it.
Yeah. No, I mean, he knew how to charge for an appointment.
Yeah.
And he knew how to write up a script for the supplements that he was selling. But outside of that, I don't think he had much interest in resolving my symptoms. No. I think he was just trying to, bring me along like the system does, make me that permanent patient that they all crave and hook me on his product. But there's more to that post-diagnosis too. That guy was just a mess.
He was a mess.
But again, I was relying on him at some point in time. Like that's who I was going to, that's who I was trusting. That's how I was getting my medical information.
Yeah. And who had to interpret those? Remember those results? That one of the results kind of pointed to Parkinson's, and I'm the one that had to figure it out. Yeah. Like, anyways, we'll get more into that. But it's that
was the third to last doctor I fired. But
basically every doctor's worst nightmare when you bring me into the office.
Yeah. So that's where it all kind of started. I guess that's the origin of our conviction, why we're sitting here today, and why we're not, just taking the meds, going to the appointments every 6 months. Because we just don't see much of a point. I think we feel capable of handling this on our own. I think our system's taught us not to trust it. Mm-hmm. And I think we're just trying to find another way. Trying to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we have kind of found another way, and it's nice. And I don't want to sit back and let other people suffer at the hands of our healthcare system. Somebody's got to get loud, and that's what we're doing.
So we'll get into the whole, falling apart and the diagnosis part from here. I just thought it was important to kind of give a backstory.
No, it is, because we thought that COVID was the rude awakening for our life, but what comes next is it literally cracked our life wide open. Yeah. And so that's what we're going to be talking about on the next episode. It was the year it all went to crap.
I think we were forced online, which kind of taught us there's two audiences, and I think that kind of showed itself to us in that time too. Like there's us and there's them, and there's like this divide in our healthcare system and our trust in it. And I think that was all exposed during COVID, and for us anyway, and I think a lot of other people too. I don't know how to put it any other way.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. Well, stay tuned for the next episode when we let you know about the year that everything fell apart, and when faith was when it all went to shit. Oh my gosh. But yeah, and it's really when we realized that our faith was all we had, and it's even more of what got us here today. So we look forward to talking to you then.